All right, Mandalorian, episode 2 of season 2. Jeff Lowe, Robbie Fox, KenJac coming at you here to talk about it, break it down, some Easter egg stuff. Very interesting episode. Very interesting. Easily one of the more serial adventure episodes that we've seen. Didn't do a ton in terms of the overarching story, and I'll say it out of the gates, my least favorite episode. And I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed it. Like, I had a good time with it. But I think, and we'll get into why, and then we'll get into something that I didn't realize till the end, and I was like, that kind of makes sense. I thought the action scenes were very cool. The dogfight and shit, which we'll get into, awesome. Yep. It looked amazing. The show looks insane. Yeah. The show looks so fucking good, and their budget is skyrocketed clearly since last season. Not that last season looked bad, but I thought some of the more like the less actiony things, the more dramatic or like dialogue, back and forth conversation, I thought a lot of it was dull. Which again, still enjoyed it, but out of the whole series, this would be my least favorite.
One of the scariest pieces of Star Wars media I've ever seen in my entire life, though. And that's something you don't see a lot of out of Star Wars. You don't see horror elements. You don't see a creature shit like that. I love that. But I'll agree that the episode dialogue and maybe overall its place in The Mandalorian was maybe it's in the lower end.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. I didn't dislike it as much as the Toro Calican episode from last season.
Yeah, you really hated that one.
That was a good overall episode, though. The Fennec Shand,
I love that
Sand
episode.
Dune.
He was a dick, though.
He ruined
She has the high ground?
It was just the whole thing. I guarantee this will be my least rewatched episode of the entire series because I just can't do spiders.
Yeah,
I thought biggest fear.
I immediately thought of you. I was like, nah.
As soon as those little eggs started hatching, shaking, I was like, you got to be kidding me. And I stayed up to watch it too. I told KenJac I accidentally fell asleep, so I did like an accidental nap, woke up. It's like, fuck it. I might as well wait up till 3 a.m. 4 a.m, I was having a hard time
getting delusional.
It's gross. The spiders are really fucking gross. Yeah, I mean, I break away from, I'm very much on the side that I love the adventure serial thing. I don't need this prestige, overarching storyline, epic thing like Game of Thrones, which is what a lot of people expect. And I've said this on our podcast. I think at this point, if you're still expecting that from Mandalorian, I don't think you're paying attention.
Agreed.
Like, that's not what this is. It's not what it's supposed to be. This is like the Flash Gordon. It's like the old shit. I saw some other people say this is, like a 80s cartoon type thing.
It's very cartoonish.
Which is
reminds me of Batman the Animated
That's
series.
why I fucking love it. That's why it's great. I just think this one, this fits along the lines of that, and I like that. Just don't think it was that great. That was my thing.
I think it was extremely unsatisfying, if that makes sense. Because at the end of the episode, I was like, that's it?
It's a tough follow from the first episode, too.
Well, that's the thing, is it follows the amazing premiere, which we all said might have been the best episode in the entire series. Yeah. But at the same time, I think it's good. It's going to remind people that this is the kind of show that we're going to get. We're not going to get an episode just like the premiere in the follow-up. Like, that's just not The Mandalorian. So
yeah, because
I am thankful that it is the episode that it is, but,
Because that's the thing, like, I like these types of episodes, but I just, like, I have to be blunt. Like, I just don't think this was really put together all that well. And we'll get into who was involved with it, and it kind of clicked a little bit for me in a couple spots. But let's get into the episode here. Picks up right after Chapter 9, which was Episode 1 of Season 2 here. Mando's on his speeder bike. It picks up right where it left off. He's driving back to Mos Eisley to leave Tatooine with Baby Yoda's got the Boba Fett armor, and then booby-trapped. Gets I think they're scavengers, but I think they're bounty hunters because they know go after the child, so they clearly know they're going after something. He gets booby trapped. We'll talk about what that reminded me of, and I'm sure you guys as well. He fights them like that's his new thing. He's big into killing people. Like, he's really a big killer.
I mean, those people deserve to die.
Yeah, they deserve to die. Yeah.
He was completely flabbergasted for a good 30 seconds though. When he got thrown off that speeder bike, he was all, I don't know what's going on. They were like, get the child. They grabbed him. He was not.
Gotta suck fighting someone with Beskar because every single laser just bouncing right off him.
Yeah.
He the jetpack is awesome. Cool jetpack scene. That's like a smart jetpack. That's not just an on-off switch. That
kind
thing
of
can
an
do
Iron
a lot.
Man-esque.
Yeah, it's very Iron Man-y, and he ends the fight with a little species who's holding Baby Yoda at knife point. Scary.
So scary.
Thought he might do something there. And he trades him his jetpack, and all right, he's not going to leave without the jetpack. And then he controls it with his wristband, and then
running very fast considering he just got shot in the leg with a laser by Mando. sprinting.
And then the character falls to his death. That was brutal.
And Baby Yoda even like looks up at him for a second, like, "Oh my god!"
And then the jetpack lands like SpaceX. It was very like Elon Musk-esque. And then he trudges into Mos Eisley through the desert, has everything on his back, stops at the cantina. Had to give you one cantina shot if you're in Tatooine. And there's the Amy Sedaris character, your favorite character, behind Toro Calican.
And she was sitting with a bug even grosser than the spider.
We'll get
Dr. Mandible. Great name.
Yeah, Dr. Mandible. I love that.
Disgusting.
We can talk about an Easter eggs, but it's not really an Easter egg. We saw that character actually in last season. It was at the bar, so that's a big bar guy. Loves being at the bar, loves drinking. I love that he's a doctor. Dr. Mandible. Talking to Pelimoto, who's playing Sabak, a very popular Star Wars game. Solo, Han Solo, we've seen plenty of times. Tells Mando, like, look, Dr. Mandible can set you up with something, someone who knows things about Mandalorians. You're on the hunt for Mandalorians. So they head to the hangar bay. And they're cooking the Krayt dragon meat finally. I like the payoff of cooking the meat. It's very rare that you see, like I said, we're seeing more eating, more sleeping. We got both this episode.
We even got a reference to using the bathroom.
Yeah, it's bathroom, eating, sleeping. That's the trifecta. You never see it all together.
He laid down. I don't think I've seen the Mandalorian horizontal on his own will.
I can't even call it an Easter egg that I know, but apparently Ronto Roasters in Galaxy's Edge, it was very similar to what you can see in Disney.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know that. Right. We haven't been.
Yeah.
Hit us up with some free ticks. I'm not going now to Disney.
I'll wear the helmet. I'll go.
She also notes that Rhodians like it well done, which kind of made me laugh just because Greedo kind of got fried himself. Passenger, we find out the passenger who can help Mando figure out more about Mandalorians is carrying these eggs in this canister. Eggs were teased. There were some leaked Funko Pops that people saw.
Oh, really?
People knew that Baby Yoda liked these eggs in this canister. A lot more on the eggs throughout the episode. Heading to a place called, I think, Trask, maybe? It sounds like they won't be going to Mon Cala. Because they're heading towards a water planet. That's what's suspected, because this character that we saw,
Amphibious.
this frog character, is holding those eggs, I believe, in the trailer. So it doesn't sound like they're going to Mon Cala.
Have we seen her species before, by the way?
We have not.
I didn't think so.
Well, it's not confirmed.
Okay.
I waited all morning, thought maybe somebody dig it up. We're not confirmed, though. KenJac will get into some theories he has on that. But as of now, we don't know the species of that character. But looks like a lot of things that we've seen before.
Kind of looks like the things in the sequel trilogy that are on what's the planet that Luke's on?
Octo?
Yeah.
I actually thought that's what it was
At first, I thought that as well.
Said they must go sublight, so no light speed, have to just fly straight through. That sounds like ass. Terrible. If you're used to flying, because it would fry the eggs. The passenger, worth noting at this point, can't communicate with Mando. Mando doesn't have any ability to communicate with that language. They hop on board. Baby Yoda likes the eggs, taking a liking to the eggs.
Much.
Each one of them.
Addicted.
He likes frogs.
Yeah, true.
He likes frogs. Ate frogs in
the first season. Yeah,
he's a big frog. That's his diet. Frogs.
That's his version of like a hard-boiled egg.
The Yoda species like frogs and taquitos, we know, from Empire Strikes Back. Mando pulled over. He basically got pulled over by X-Wing police.
This was a great scene.
One of them was Dave Filoni. We'd seen that character, Trapper Wolf, one of the co-creators of this series. They pull him over. This was a really cool, it was a New Republic X-Wing scene. They said this sector's under New Republic jurisdiction, so new rules. You have to hand over you have to have your transponder on. Mando kind of going back and forth saying, oh, it's not working. Also throws out a "May the Force be with you," which is awesome. Yeah. That he threw that out there, but doesn't know what the Force is.
Doesn't know what that means, really.
Just a thing they say. And then you can tell he's ready to bail. He doesn't really like complying with all this shit. He's not on the side of good or bad. He's on his own side. And then an awesome dogfight chase through the clouds.
The X-foil is opening up when you realize they're catching on to what really Mando's doing. And they open up. I was like, oh, fuck, it's about to go down.
Those might have been the most realistic X-Wings. I think
it looks so cool.
I've seen the models they used and however they went about making them looked fucking incredible. Again, very cool, old school Star Wars, dogfight through the clouds. One of the cooler X-Wing chases we ever really seen anything like that. The ship just kind of dropping through the clouds.
It was a police chase, and the way Mando literally dropped his ship, eventually when he was like, all right, here we go, and he turned everything off, and it just started free falling.
That
was
out
cool.
Because they knew the ship couldn't handle the atmosphere. That's what they were saying, right?
Yeah. So we find out it's an ice planet. We don't know. There was speculation that this ice planet would be the Star Killer base planet, Elam. I would lean to say no.
I would think the same thing at this point.
That should be under construction at this
For a
point.
second, before we found out that the little egg things were spiders, I was like, maybe those are going to be kyber crystals, and they'll reveal that. That's what I was looking for, but no.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's going to be Starkiller Base. That was a rumor. It doesn't seem to be the case, though. So they crash down on a planet, and when they crash even further into a cave through the ice. Again, a lot of these shots. The trailer for the season seems to be from the first 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah, almost all the footage is already used.
Yeah,
because I would assume the later half of the season's either going to have Boba or Ahsoka in a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've seen a couple of these shots before him crash down through the ice. They shelter in place. Baby Yoda's still going after eggs. Tough look for Baby Yoda.
He will not stop eating these eggs.
They're delicious.
It's made very clear they're very valuable. These are, the species there's not very many of these. They need to
tough look for
continue
the mom,
bloodline.
not counting her kids.
Yeah, be a little more aware of that.
She's going to find out because Baby Yoda, at the end of the episode, he's still eating them.
Going back for one more olive.
Mando goes back to sleep but is woken up because the frog species wires up Zero, the robot from the Bill Burr episode that Mando killed last year, to use the droid as a translator, and says, "Hey, look, I'm begging you, fix the ship. The last of my kind here. For me, it's an endangered species. Get me to safety. I got to get to my planet," which again, a planet that we don't really know yet, haven't been there before, which is cool. Love when they introduce new planets. And so Mando finally agrees. I'm going to fix the Razor Crest. He's fixing the Razor Crest. Asks Baby Yoda for help. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" He goes, "You're just gonna hang out all day. Let's get some help over here." And then Baby Yoda shows like, "Hey, the frog ran off to some like hot spring."
Take it from experience, Baby Yoda. You never want to help your dad fix the car.
Yeah,
you just sit there holding the light while he's screaming at you. You don't want to do it.
Maybe just like fuck this. So the frog is in this like hot spring, like incubating, kind of helping the eggs a little bit here. Mando's like, "We got to get out of here. Let's go. This is dangerous. It's about to be nightfall." So you know something bad's about to happen. As they're picking up all the eggs, Baby Yoda finds these pods, which, again, you thought they were kyber crystals, or you knew they were spiders.
Starts eating
literally the worst
so
alternative I could have ever imagined.
It opened up like the alien egg, and I was
very,
just like, oh no, something bad's about to happen.
It's very alien-esque. It's not great because it triggers a ton. I was like, oh, I'm going to have a couple spiders here. No. Insane amount of spiders.
Progressively bigger spiders.
Yeah, different sizes too. Some of them were like huge. Some of them were super tiny. The one was obviously massive.
It reminded me of Aragog's nest from Harry Potter 2. You're not a Harry Potter guy, I don't think. But it's very similar to that.
Reminded me of the Flood from Halo 3.
Oh yeah, gross. Yeah,
giant. Queen spider, big chase gives way all the way to the Razor Crest. He's shooting it. Some thermal detonators, tries to blow it up. It's an awesome chase.
He used the flamethrower well.
Yeah, good job with the
like dialing it up and like
yeah.
the pilot lights going up.
That was cool.
It's gross. If you don't like spiders, it's gross.
Yeah. Oh my god, I was literally watching like the second half of the episode, like cringing through my fingers, just kind of looking, kind of not looking.
I was like, oh, he's gonna weld the door shut. No, the spiders flood the Razor Crest. Yeah. If you don't like spiders, you were bumming the fuck out.
And then kind of, I think this is going to pay off later, and maybe this will play into KenJac's theory. They get in, they kind of try to get on Baby Yoda, they get on his head and everything, and then the frog lady, kind of a sharpshooter.
Yeah. You'll get to that.
I'll get to that.
So that's kind of the surprising part there, is he fends him off with the fire, and then apparently frog lady, good shot.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Johnny Appleseed, motherfucker.
Very good shot.
William Tell, one of those things.
Frog lady's got some hidden talents there that we don't know about yet. So you think everything's fine, and he's like, buckle up, we're going to blast off here. Big queen spider breaks through.
Drops right on the Razor Crest.
Yeah, you think's going to do something. You kind of figure someone's going to swoop in. I actually thought Grief Karga and Cara Dune, because we'd seen them on an ice planet. I was like, would that be a weird coincidence. But what it turns out is the X-Wing pilots were still on the planet. They shoot away with their X-Wings, the spider, and then they're shooting it with an A280 rifle.
The cool Rebel blaster.
Which we saw in
great sound.
Empire Strikes Back, where we first saw it in the trenches on Hoth.
Yeah.
So he pops out, goes through all the spider webs and the razor. It's just fucking
disgusting.
Gross.
The way that the bottom of the Razor Crest looks now, oh my god.
If you don't like spiders, I'm sorry. It's a shame. Same X-Wing pilots, Trapper Wolf, and then the new pilot that we've met this episode. They know, hey, you've got an arrest warrant out. However, you apprehended 3 prisoners. They're referencing the Bill Burr episode.
Yeah.
And you also tried to save a rebel Matthew Wood, I believe is his name, who voices Anakin. In Clone Wars. And Rebels, when he made his return, even though he did get shot and killed, he was killed. But he said, you did try to save him, like, we'll back off. Like, we'll let you go. And I'm like, oh, they're going to be friends. They're going to fix the ship. Now, like, fuck you. We're not doing that. Not doing that at all. They're kind of assholes. But they do let him go because he's like, hey, how about I'll forego that bounty for capturing those folks. You come help me with my ship. They're like, fix your transponder and fuck off. And they,
very cop-like.
An insane amount of effort for them to go through just to say, yeah, we're letting you go. Like, you just shot off a massive spider, flew into a cave. That's a lot of effort.
Worth noting, as they fly away, little undertones, March of the Resistance. The theme song for the Resistance from...
I didn't pick that up.
Yeah, from the sequel trilogy. Ludwig Göransson put it in the score here. If you listen to it again, you can hear it very faintly. That. As they fly away, a little foreshadowing of what they're going to become. They're going to become the Resistance and break away from the New Republic. Because we know the New Republic, if you don't remember, gets blown the fuck up in Force Awakens. That's the New Republic and the Resistance, two different things there. Which is a cool little foreshadowing, like they're going to break away and they're going to be good guys. Then Mando pressure seals the ship, says, hey, we got to sit in the cockpit now. They're frozen over. Like he's got some frost on them. He's like, buckle up. And the ship just kind of glides off in space, which we've seen in the trailer. We saw it was in some bad shape. So again, a lot of what we've seen has been in the trailer. So that's the episode. Cut short. Again, doesn't do a lot for the overarching story, but another cool adventure episode. And I'll get into who kind of directed it and was in charge of this episode and kind of my thoughts on why I didn't love it. But some Easter eggs, the giant spiders. Some people speculated they could be the Krinkas from Rebels.
Mm-hmm. I think it was. It looks like that. It's not.
New species.
Looks a lot like them.
They confirmed new species. People involved with Mandalorian said it's not.
Wow.
Also based off of the same Ralph McQuarrie painting, though, that was the basis for those spiders. So they did not go with the same spiders from Rebels. From a Rebels episode, we've seen them before, to brand new spider species. Mos Eisley Cantina again, we mentioned that already. The giant ant is Dr. Mandible, sort of like the praying mantis. We referenced that last year. The praying mantis, the big bug that's like kind of like this at the bar.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill famously joked about like there's like a big bug guy at the bar.
Another thing as a kid, I hated. Absolutely hated every time they cut to it. I would not look at the screen.
The bug species are the worst.
I want the praying mantis back though. I feel like they could pull it off. Also in Mos Eisley, in the cantina is a Gigoran, which is like the big dog species with like the muzzle. We've seen in Solo, debuted years ago in the expanded universe type things. And then she wins Sabacc with the Idiot's Array. But Idiot's Array is kind of like the crazy move that Lando wins his Sabacc game with, which is, I guess, 2-3 in the Idiot card. It's a fun card to pull.
Yeah. We should try to play Sabacc
Actually
one day.
play high-stakes Sabacc.
Yeah. Also in Mos Eisley, they go to the hangar bay. We see R5 again in the background, but a WED-15 Treadwell droid, another one of the original droids from when Uncle Owen is trying to buy droids. It's just like a base, a stick.
The dumbest droid in the world.
The
dumbest droid.
One that looks badass now, but you're like, that's just so stupid. And he's cooking the meat with a pod racing engine.
Yeah. He's doing like a luau, a little cookout.
Yeah.
I liked seeing Mos Eisley at night, too. We don't get to see it at night.
Yeah, it's true.
We really don't. Because we've seen Mos Espa where Anakin's from at night.
Yeah.
When he's when Qui-Gon's on the phone about midichlorians.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, on the what is it? It's the razor. It's the women's razor.
Basically,
that's what he's talking on. The New Republic, we got some reference. I talked about the music. Dave Filoni back as Trapper Wolf. And then Paul Sung-Hyung Lee, who was in a show, a Canadian show, Kim's Convenience.
Yep.
Comedic actor, massive Star Wars fan. He gets a cameo this episode.
Big convention guy. Loves going to Star Wars conventions. Has his own array of costumes.
I don't know Kim's Convenience, but I know that name because of that. I know because he's a big Star Wars fan. He's been brought up before.
He tweeted this morning. They asked him if he brought his own costume to the show, and they're like, no, they fitted me out, but I got to make my own adjustments to it.
Pretty awesome.
Good for
Carson
him.
Teva, that's the name he went with. I don't know if that's a reference to something. I thought it was at first, and I kept reading it and realized I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just a name. Mando, when he flipped the swoop bike, when he got flipped, that was very Return of the Jedi.
Oh, yeah, big time.
This show has a ton of Return of the Jedi references.
Yeah.
Always. Very much like an Ewok type thing. And then Peyton Reed directed it. I do like Peyton Reed. I think Ant-Man, he did Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is kind of ironic that there's a big ant in this.
It had to
giant
be
spiders.
something he put in there on purpose, right?
But the ant
bugs of
wasn't
that
there already,
nature.
but he must have been like, I want the ant.
Yeah.
I I like Ant-Man and Ant-Man the Wasp, but I think they're kind of mid-level, maybe below average MCU movie. No, they're mid-level. I like them.
Mid-level, yeah.
Am I a Paul Rudd guy? I'm a Paul Rudd guy, pretty biased. So you can absolutely throw that at me. You could be like, you're a Paul Rudd stan. Sure, I accept that. But Peyton Reed has some of those moments in those movies where he's really great with action, and then I think the directing is a little sloppy when it's not action scenes, just regular scenes of dialogue and conversation. I think that's the problem here. I think it just gets dull. It was a little sluggish in the beginning. It just felt kind of dull and like it dragged. Maybe it was the script too. I just felt like when I saw Peyton Reed, I'm like, man, this kind of reminded me of Ant-Man. Like this felt like an Ant-Man movie where the action is awesome. It's in your face. It's all over the place, and in a good way. Like the dogfights really swooping in there. Great use of all that type of stuff. But the kind of more down moments where it's a little more leveled off are dull and kind of flat almost.
The Ant-Man dialogue scenes I feel like are always pretty quick and like witty, but the dialogue in this seemed very, I would say, mismatched and dull.
Clunky.
Like clunky is the right way to put it, but it just never really, I think, clicked in a way that we see it in other parts of Mandalorian. And when we're trying to explore the world and like see these new people in the universe, especially most parts like Mos Eisley and these new planets, you want to be like engrossed in it. 100%. And I don't feel that way.
That's kind of that's my big takeaway there. It was flat. It's not bad. It's just a little flat and dull because the action, I think, when you take the action out of it, it's one of the best X-Wing things we've ever seen. Really, it's awesome. But
that whole like pull over scene was amazing.
Yeah, as a whole, I love the adventure episodes. You could tell me there's gonna never be a thing they resolve in this show. It's just 8 episodes of just badass Star Wars shit. I would still love it. However, they still got to be good though. Like they got to be like, I have an expectation that the adventure stuff will be awesome because like the Bill Burr one last year.
Yep.
How much did they advance it? Like not a ton, really.
Pretty much nothing.
Didn't matter. That was a fucking badass episode. And
but that was great dialogue. That was cool characters and everything like that.
That's again. I haven't tossed out many complaints in this show. That's just one I got here. A couple quick questions. User third_ said Baby Yoda's choking down on alien eggs. Kind of fucked up. The Star Wars Reddit was in shambles this morning. Very not okay upset with Baby Yoda. I was
trying to cancel him.
I was reading. I'm like, this is kind of funny. You're like, this was fucked up. Wasn't cool. I'm not gonna.
He's eating a sentient species.
Absolutely, I'm not gonna shame anyone. Like, if it's like a not eating meat. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if it's like a vegan thing.
I think they don't like it because it's a sentient species, like the frogs or whatever. But like they thought that he's eating like a brain
I'm not trying to like get all weird about that, but I was reading it and I'm like, this is getting really serious.
I mean, it's
now.
Weird, but he's eating eggs, guys. Come on.
Yeah,
he's eating alien eggs or frogs
in the first season.
He's doing a Rocky. It's not a big deal.
Exactly. It's Rocky.
I get it. I get it. I guess people were they're very mad about this. They're very upset about this. They're mad at Baby Yoda for once.
Unbelievable. You can't get mad at Baby Yoda. He's a baby.
He's a baby. He's 50 years old.
I mean,
but
it was admittedly kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
But the Star Wars Reddit was in shambles.
What else do you want him to eat? A spider? Another spider? Gross.
Yeah, don't eat any more spiders.
No one's even talking about the episode. Like, no one even talking about... Usually it's an Easter egg heaven there.
Canceling Baby Yoda.
Yeah, they're canceling Baby Yoda. User boy Titty Boy 69 said this made me laugh. This is about Amy Sedaris' character. Sorry to her as a person, but I hope she doesn't show up again.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah,
we've had too much.
Seen enough of her.
We've had too much.
A lot of that character.
Why does she know so much about Tatooine? Why does the Mandalorian put so much trust in her? Watch Baby Yoda. Hey,
she might be the only human on Tatooine. No, there was one talking to the big dog.
She fucks him over too by taking his money during the Sabacc game.
True.
Yeah. Take just an easy steal of $500 from him.
And you have a theory on the frog.
So the frog lady, I'm almost positive is going to be a bad guy that double crosses Mandalorian for a number of reasons. Number one, it's a frog species on Tatooine, the driest planet on Earth. That's just fucking weird. She's in Mos Eisley, the literal hive of scumbag and villainy. She wants a very covert, like very, very secret transport to this planet. She doesn't want anyone to know about it. She doesn't want to go into light speed. She wants it to be very, very secret, going like, what do you call it, sublight or whatever they're calling it. She knows how to shoot. She fucking, like we said before, William Tell laser shot that thing off of Baby Yoda's head. Shot all the other ones that were in the cockpit as well. Hacked into an assassin droid with no issue at all.
Yeah, that's another great point.
Hacked into an assassin droid with no problem. And like, what? I don't think the eggs are actual eggs. I think there's something else there that we don't know about. Like, I don't know if it's because Yoda even, like, you could see he doesn't look guilty. He looks like, why are you mad at me? Almost, right?
Sorta, yeah.
He kind of looks like, what's the big deal? I don't think they're her eggs. I think there's something else to it.
It's a double cross show too. We really have a double
big time double cross show.
Imagine one of the eggs hatches and it's like not her species.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like, oh, she's stealing these eggs.
It's mini Darth Mauls. Killing Darth. Yeah. Clones of Darth Maul.
They all have double-sided lightsabers already.
No, I like that theory. I think you're right. I think the shooting the gun is a little foreshadow. I think we got 2 foreshadowing. I think that was a foreshadow, and I think for the first time, I think the translating droid is going to come back into play. I'm not saying Baby Yoda is going to talk into it, but there's definitely a barrier for Mando. He got a little frustrated with Baby Yoda. He's like, shit, like watching after a kid, not easy.
Yeah, no.
He's not just going to play with the little ball the whole time and play the music.
It's being a dad, you know?
Yeah, actually, he didn't play music, but that's the meme that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's a little foreshadowing there. Predictions for episode 3, I think we go to that water planet. I think we meet what is Sasha Banks apparently. It's assumed she's Sabine Wren. That's
looking for more Mandos, right?
She's a Mando.
She may not be Sabine Wren, but that's the assumption. So I imagine he meets, because they've said the frog knows about Mandos. There's got to be a Mando there.
They've seen
her husband
there,
saw
said.
the Mando there.
Yeah, right,
Specifically saw them. So
Yeah.
I think Sasha could be Sabine. I think it'll open episode 3 with the opening of the trailer. The ship like falling in. I think that's definitely going to be the opening, right?
Love a good water planet. We haven't seen really water planet live action besides Camino, and you never see it underwater. If you're not familiar with the Clone Wars series, again, watch it on Disney Plus. But they do go underwater, and
on Macaulay,
there's some lightsaber battles underwater.
Great arc.
Yeah,
it's So I hope we see some of that underwater. That'd be neat. I think it's, and we haven't seen much from that episode. We saw the shot of the boat, and we saw them on the dock.
Yeah,
and we saw Sasha Banks. That's it.
Kind of disappear. Yeah.
That's it. So it's all we've really seen from that episode. So going to be a lot of unseen stuff. But we're nearing the end of the first 4 episodes, which I believe are all the shots in the trailer. So again, this is my least favorite. Still enjoyed it. Like, I didn't end it going, fuck this series, I'm out. Like, had a lot of fun with it. Just, if I had to power rank them, my first reaction, I was like, you know what? Probably the one I like the least.
It's all relative.
Yeah. It's a good sign that even the worst episodes are still pretty good.
Yeah, that is. When we start getting it where, like, the bad ones are like, well, that one was actually the best, but not very good, then we'll be concerned.
It's all relative to the quality of the rest of the series. The rest of the series is so good that they're, like you said, Robbie, their worst episode is still very solid.
But just not gonna, I'm not gonna.
Plenty of cute Baby Yoda moments as well.
Oh, yeah.
Not only eating eggs, there was some gurgles, some coos.
Yeah.
Just
the ending
adorable.
egg eat was great.
Yeah.
Saw
the last one.
So someone say today, they're like, I'm trying to talk myself into liking that. I'm like, I don't think you have to.
No. It's a TV show.
Just a cereal.
Be like, that wasn't as good as the last one.
It's okay. And next week, we're going to have the Baby Yoda here, too.
Amazing.
Coming up now. We have the Darksaber for now.
Yep.
And
real Darksaber.
Impromptu tinier Baby Yoda.
Yeah, small Baby Yoda. We will have the life-size Baby Yoda here to give us context for the show.
For scale.
Like the video if you're on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon. You know when these drop. Afternoon. They usually drop between like 1 and 6 o'clock. It's a 5-hour window. Today's might be sooner. That's it for KenJac and Robbie. I'm Jeff Lowe. We'll talk to you next week when we review Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 3.